Okay, so moving on to part 2, we're going to kick this off with Hack Slash. Yeah, I really think Hack Slash could actually work as a really good, dark and gritty TV series. For those who don't know about the series of Hack Slash, it's basically about these two people known as Vlad, you know, the big guy right there in the apron and hockey mask, and Cassie Hack, the goth girl with the baseball bat, and they go around killing serial killers, basically. They fought superpowered serial killers, demons, all kinds of stuff. Even they fought Chucky and the Reanimator once. So I thought that was pretty cool. So this series you can actually rework it to be like this really dark and sick live action TV show. You could probably show it on MTV as well. I think it would actually really benefit from there the most. This TV show is a TV show. I think you could leave out. This is where one thing you could leave out the superpowered stuff and actually rework it to be this, like I said, dark and gritty, bloody show. And I'm like you can tell from this picture, I wouldn't make it for kids actually. This would. I think this would attract a lot of people who are into the blood and gut stuff, you know, like me, and you know, it would also have to benefit from who's acting as the characters. Now, like I said, I'm not good at acting, but it would have to be someone very someone 18 or 7, yeah, basically 18 to play Cassie Hack, someone who's around that age and has that figure. Not trying to condone, you know, skinny women or anything, but for this you have to be the part. But yeah, you can probably leave out the supernatural stuff, but I would like to see the Reanimator in here. Well, actually, you know, that falls into the supernatural stuff. But then again, this is some of this stuff is like really over the top. So if MTV, because like I said, MTV would probably benefit the most for a live action TV series of Hack Slash. You could probably throw in some money, make it look like some of the serial killers are superpowered. You could probably throw in Herbert West, aka the Reanimator, just to make this a very fun and raunchy, bloody show. And trust me, people would actually start reading the comics because this would actually attract a lot of people. You know, for just being a bloody series, and I think that would be actually really good. And like I said, I am kind of a fan of Hack Slash, and I've read some of the books, but I haven't read all of them. But yeah, this is a major show I'd like to see, and the only other place I could think of putting it is probably Showtime. That would probably be the other place I'd want to put it on a TV show where it'd benefit. But we're gonna move on to next show is XFactor. Yeah, I think XFactor, out of all the X-Men's, not saying that, well, actually I take that back, I think most of the X-Men TV show could work as a TV show, but I think it's so over-the-top budget sometimes. But however, with XFactor would probably be the most logical. I mean, you could probably do a New Mutants TV show, you could probably do a Alpha Flight TV show, but for the most part, I think XFactor would work the most. And you really wouldn't need to incorporate the rest of the Marvel Universe or just have little mentions of the X-Men itself. I mean, X-Factor is its own group. And there's a lot of drama. If you have Peter David writing the script, trust me, it'd be awesome. It's this out of all of them, X-Factor brings the most drama, the most hard-hitting storylines as of yet. I know Blue Goblin, if he's watching this, I know he'd definitely want an X-Factor TV series. But yeah, you really wouldn't need to work on the. Of course, there'd be costumes, but out of all the X-Men teams, XFactor probably has the most easiest costumes. I mean, look at this right here. Look at these costumes the team's wearing. It's not even matching. They're just wearing suits or clothing, so that'd be actually pretty easy. Special effects, you probably wouldn't need them for the most part. Just for the major powers like Guido and Madrox and Banshee and Shatterstar, and the other members of the team, but it really wouldn't work. It really wouldn't be much of a budget because most of these guys have some manageable powers, if I remember right. So there's all that. The other thing is too is like I said, you don't really need to incorporate X-Men, the rest of the X-Men. Well, you could mention them and actually have like, I don't know, like Storm guest star or Cable, but you really wouldn't need to use them because X-Factor, like most of the other X-Men comics, these for the most part, X-Factor lives in its own universe for the most part. So there's really not much you can do. I mean, you could probably incorporate other Marvel characters, but it's a basically X-Factor is could be basically reworked as a standalone show. You can probably work it as Smallville for the most part, as Smallville with the team. Actually, that would be the best part. And I could, for the most part, and I gotta stop saying for the most part. Actually, the only place I could see this on is Fox, because Fox owns the right to X-Men. But then again, they don't really own X-Factor per se, so it could be anywhere. And I really gotta stop saying for the most part. But we're gonna move on to BPRD. Here's the next show I think could become, well, next comic book I think could be reworked as a live-action TV series. Now, as you all know, we've had successful shows like Supernatural, X-Files, Torchwood, all those shows. So basically, BPRD, aka Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense, could be reworked as a TV series. In fact, I mean, people are going to say, well, what about, if that's the case, why not a Hellboy series? Well, yeah, you could have Hellboy in here, but actually, you could actually focus on the other agents like Abe and the other BPRD agents that's in the comic books, and you could have Hellboy in there, but he's not going to be like the main star. He, if anything, I'd probably make him, if I could make the series, I'd make him a supporting cast, because the BPRD have such these rich characters and rich storylines that don't really need Hellboy per se. You can probably get Mike Mignola to do the writing for the script. That's what I'd do. You could probably incorporate like all their story arcs, like the Plague of Frogs or the Living Death. And you could probably bring in, like, demon. With BPRD, you could bring in monsters, demons, ancient angry gods, all kinds of crazy shit for this series, because it basically delves into the supernatural, and you can, and we've clearly seen a lot of shows like I said, X-Files, Torchwood, Doctor Who, all these different, and Primeval. All these shows you can probably just make the BPRD just like that, and we've seen those supernatural and paranormal shows get ratings. So it all just depends on where you put this TV series. Is what I'm saying. Where I would put it is probably I want to say either HBO or Showtime. That would probably be the best. That would actually really work, or even TNT. TNT would actually work too, because now they're having their own science fiction show called Falling Skies coming out soon. So there's that. So you can probably put it there and probably incorporate a lot, because the comic has a lot of drama to it. You can easily do a lot with this series, and still have that drama feel to it for people who don't really like comic books and stuff. But yeah. But like I said, I'm not good with casting, and there's a lot of cast to it. And special effects, you're probably going to need a lot. And TNT probably has the budget for it, but HBO and Showtime might have the bigger money for it. So one of those, Showtime, HBO, or TNT for the would probably work the most. So up next is The Terror. Yep, The Terror. Not from the regular 616 universe, but I'm talking about the Terror incorporated from the Max universe. Again, this is another thing that could work as a dark and gritty TV show on, probably best on Showtime or HBO. If you don't know what The Terror is about this guy who basically was a crusader who killed a demon, took its powers, and now what he can do is, like, he's not only immortal, but whatever body part he takes, he can take that person's power. So he's basically a walking shamble of body parts. and he's been living throughout the ages as a mercenary. This would be an epic show, especially on like I said, HBO. It can be especially since it's a Max story. It's a Max storyline. You could probably make it like dark. You can still leave in the swearing, the blood, the guts, the gore. And I'm not talking about just terror. Punisher Max as well, but everyone said that I wanted to try something else because, as we all know, Punisher Max would definitely work as a live-action TV show on HBO. But I wanted to see what other shows from the but any story from the Max universe, even the whole thing with Destroyer, where they did a remake on Drax the Destroyer. That could work too, but the terror would be something unique and something new. Just something really over the top and could actually work as of this bloody TV show and have some drama to it, because he doesn't like what he is. He's a walking corpse of mixed body parts. He's like a Frankenstein with guns, basically. So there's all that. The other thing is like you can still use the superpowers because this guy has powers. Like I said, he takes body parts of people, and you could still show him ripping off the body parts of people he wants. He can even take the people's memories and what they saw if he takes their eyes. Think of him like, the best way I could describe the Terror is like he's kind of like the monster from Jeepers Creepers, only a kind of a good guy, a mercenary. So yeah, it'd be really out there, but I think this could work under the right direction if you do this right. So yeah, the Terror. But now, on to the final one, and this one's going to be quite the stretch, but I think under the right direction can be pulled off. And that is Marvel Noir. So, yeah, Marvel Noir. I really think this could work, benefit the most from Fox, and how I would do it is not only just I'd probably make the whole Marvel universe a noir universe. The whole Marvel Noir stories, like, you could do, like, different, like, Pantheon stories, like, you could do, because each of the stories are limited series, basically, right? So, what I would do is, like, start off with a Spider-Man Noir, do a few stories of that, then the next season, you could have X-Men Noir, and do the storyline from that, and then next season, Punisher Noir. Do like that, like an anthology thing. Like the first two then like season when you get through the first series of stuff, you can move on to the next season, and see the fifth season could be Spider-Man, back to Spider-Man Noir. Like I said, under the right direction. I think Fox has the best budget for it, and under the right direction, you could easily pull this off. I mean, you can do the costumes wouldn't be that hard to pull off, especially with Spider-Man's. He could easily work. It can still be bloody, and more or less, Fox basically owns the rights to all these characters from the Marvel Noir universe, so they could easily just go, hey, let's use them, and we have the full rights to do it, too. Although I don't think they could do an Iron Man Noir. I think Marvel still owns the rights to Iron Man. Last time I checked, basically. But yeah, they could still do Daredevil, X-Men, Punisher, Spider-Man. Yeah, but that's about it. So these are my picks for comic books, and that could be transitioned into TV series. But you guys tell me, did you guys like these ideas? Post a video response if you want. I really want to know what you guys would want. What comic books and TV show would you like to see become live-action TV shows? And I hope you guys enjoyed this two-part video. And having said everything, I am out.